Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Wherever you may be, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here vibing.
But something's wrong with the game.
Something is wrong with the game, Todd. Something is. If only it had.
16 times the detail.
But it doesn't. It sure doesn't. It sure doesn't. I would love to say.
That's most definitely what's up.
But I can't. I can't do that. Because it's not most definitely what's up, Mr. Cobra. It's not. It's not. The video muted for some reason. Hi, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? Living life, feeling free, rocking and rolling. Hopefully that is the case. I'm glad to have you here with me. Today, we're going to finish out Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League because apparently we're very close to finishing it. And we are, if we have time, we're going to watch the Sony State of Play that is going to be happening. So that's a thing. That's a thing that's happening. How are you guys? How the heck are you guys? There we go. Okay. Wait for sale. Thoughts on the new DBZ game coming out? DBZ? What DBZ? What does that stand for? DBZ, Dead by Zombies? What does DBZ mean? Dragon Ball Z? Oh, Dragon Ball Z. I don't know. I haven't seen really anything on it. I haven't had it pop up for me yet, so I don't really have much to say on it, unfortunately. There's been a couple of those questions recently where I'm like, I feel bad. I don't have any information on it, and so I can't really offer much opinion or thoughts on it because it's like I honestly don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Be gentle with me. But we're very close. Murder on the Beat. Thank you also for resubbing 3 months. Oh baby, thank you, my friend. We are very close to finishing the game. Apparently, people were saying that we got through the sequence with Batman, the sequence with Superman, and I mean here we are. It's kind of crazy that we're here, but we're here. So yeah, we're gonna do it. My problem with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is that if the Justice League were to be killed, it won't be by these four. And I know the whole deal with the Suicide Squad bunch of nobody's doing cool and not expected stuff, but these four, the Justice League, no way. I mean, I don't have a big problem with like the Suicide Squad being the ones to do it. Like I'm not opposed to that. My frustration is just with like the overarching, like it's just really disjointed. It feels like sometimes they're going for this irreverent thing, and then other times they're like, let's kill somebody off. And like there are members of the Justice League that do get to die noble deaths. Like here's the thing that I was not aware of going into this that kind of changed my opinion, because you guys know all of the stuff with like the discussion of Batman and the mistreatment of Batman and how he dies. I thought a lot of it was kind of silly. I was like, guys, the game is called Kill the Justice League. Like, what did you expect to happen? Come on. Like, what did you expect to happen, really? But what's kind of changed my mind is that they straight up have sequences where like Diana doesn't die like the horrible, disrespectful death. She doesn't have anybody piss on her. She doesn't have anything like that. She gets to die the noble death. She resisted the corruption and everything else. And you would think, Rocksteady being Rocksteady, if any character in the Justice League would get that treatment, the better, more respectful treatment, you would think it would be Batman. I thought they were going to treat everybody the same, that everybody was going to die that disrespectful, irreverent death. And then I'm like, well, it's the game. Like, yeah, it's outrageous, but it's the game. But instead, they selectively apply it. And that to me makes the death of Batman feel all the more disrespectful in a lot of ways, because they showed that they are willing to make exceptions to the rule. They're willing to change the rule and how it works for certain characters. It's just for some reason these guys didn't, Batman didn't deserve it, which is just strange, because again, if any character deserved it, you'd think it would be Batman. So that's kind of my stance on it. I thought if they were going to treat everybody the same, okay, yeah, it's irreverent and disrespectful and crazy, but that's kind of the point. Instead, they only treated a select few in that really nasty way. Prepare for the end game, boys and girls.
Screw it.
Please. After all we've been through.
Bunch of giant space dildos ain't gonna stop us. What?
Harley is right. We are Task Force X. Together, we are unstoppable. Join me.
Are you kidding?
Too soon.
Task Force X, get back to the Hall of Justice. Easy part's over. It's time for our real target. Waller out. Save the world, meet you.
In other words, the story's over. Now it's time for the grind, our real challenge. So now what?
At least Batman won't be ragging on us all the time now.
Task Force X, you didn't think you had escaped me, did you? I'll have to step in for your Caped Crusader.
Now he talks to us.
I've made some unit alterations that may interest you.
Okay.
Watch the shadows.
I did see some work in progress reviews have started going up for this. One of them phrased it as like, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a game that will disappoint and excite in equal measure. And I think that that actually could be accurate, because in some cases, for some players, I think that this is going to be a blast, and they are kind of burnt out on looter shooters looking for something new to play, and this could give them that fix that they're looking for. But for a lot of other people, it's going to be horribly, horribly disappointing that, like, they were looking to play the story and enjoy the story, and it seems like, we'll see what this cutscene has in store, but it seems like it's already basically done with the story, and we're headed into the endgame grind.
Onward!
It's also, I haven't heard like anybody really address the weird stuttering issues, but the performance is not that great. Like it struggles to get close to 60. I mean, it's closer to 60 than not most of the time, but during some really busy sequences, it gets very, very chuggy. Don't mind me, fam. Don't mind me. And I think so far we're probably right about 9 hours of gameplay. Okay. I know it's mean. Every time I see her, I think she looks like Shane from Jimmy Neutron. I just can't unsee it.
Respects us, you know. I think we're gonna be colleagues. Maybe even friends.
And he hasn't once threatened to detonate the bombs in our brains.
What are we doing here, Waller? We owe Brainiac some bullets.
I've had Hack working on how to integrate the Argus and LexCorp networks. Turns out, someone already did that for me.
Ugh, Jenny.
With an evidence trail like this, it's no wonder you all ended up in Arkham.
If it's any consolation, Amanda, Wayne Tech's security was far more difficult to crack than that of Argus. Adorable clubhouse, by the by.
Just give them the damn briefing.
Okay.
You no doubt remember there are 13 Brainiacs across the lattice work.
Does that mean they're prepping for 13 seasons?
Kill them all, get cool shit, don't go back to Arkham.
We have to find them first. To do that, Hack is pulling computational power from everything with a CPU for 100 miles.
Each pathway leads to a different reality, all ravaged by Brainiac. Elsewheres, elsewhens, elseworlds, you could say.
Ooh, catchy.
Okay.
Incursions will require significant quantities of an unstable element called promethium.
If Luther is to be believed, the artillery platforms and terraformers are the Prometheum motherlode.
So get enough of Lex's magic beans, then hit Brainiac on his turf?
It all leads to this. Getting yourself in shape for a direct assault. We're taking down each new iteration of Brainiac until the bastard's gone for good.
Okay.
This sounds incredible.
I mean,
Sorry. I just can't get used to you two working together.
Crisis does make for strange bedfellows.
Don't say that.
You know, I will bring you to heel one day.
You'll try.
No.
And for now, back to work. Bring me enough promethium and I'll show Task Force X where they can slip through the veil between worlds.
Please stop.
Please don't.
Luther.
what is happening?
Task Force X. Those terraformers and cannons are your top priority. Get it done.
Yes, mommy. I mean,
I need a
director.
And I need more therapy.
Idle hands, TFX. The devil might be done with you, but I'm not. Got some jobs need doing.
Okay.
The Colonel and I have gamified, strategified the heck out of an action plan, and we're waiting for you.
I'm gonna swap back to the freeze affliction. I don't really like the
Want to hear about something cool I made?
poison one that
Well,
makes everybody freak out.
Technically not.
Oh, thank you, my
I bet you're
babe.
here to make those stupid
Ooh.
metal weapons a little more
Shushery.
face melty.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you.
Let's do it.
Afflictions, deep freeze, venom, frenzy. Apply, melee, blade. I want to apply it to this.
Okay. All
I just find it works way better than the one that makes them fight each other. Maybe the grenades are better when you fight each other, but For me, I just haven't found much use for it. Let's see. Are there any positive about this game? Genuine question. Yeah, so I've naturally, it seems like a lot of the negativity is outweighing everything else. And there was like a little joke we had on Twitter. Somebody replied to one of my things about, I think the story length, and was like, Luke, I'll pay you $5 to say something positive about this. And I said, donate $5 to the Red Cross, and for each $5 I'll say something nice. I don't know if they ever did, but I'll say nice things. Like, there are positives. Like I said, the Batman sequence, the kind of homage to Arkham that you do about an hour in, is really, really cool. It's one of the coolest sequences I've seen in certainly a looter shooter like this, but it's just a really cool homage to something that I love dearly. So I thought that was really cool. Beyond that, the cinematics are very, very well done. They're very, very well done. There is no doubt about that. And I do appreciate those. They're, the cinematic quality, the voice acting, performances are all really solid. I think sometimes the writing is a little try hard, honestly. But generally speaking, I think it's pretty good. I think, what they put together here is pretty good. The skins are all really well done. The weapons all look really good. The combat feels responsive, but that's kind of where you run into the issues, because the combat might feel responsive for the first 10 minutes that you do it, and then it's just the same encounters over and over and over again. Like, we have done the same missions yesterday on stream. We did the same missions like 5-6 times each, because there's just no variety. That's funny. A guy spawned and dropped. Oh no, it's Boomerang. It's Boomerang. Okay. No, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Oh no, him despawning was not a feature, but still. So there are things that are solid about it, but then the game, like how it presents those things to you, is done really, really poorly. Like, all they really need to do is take the good things and then make those the focus of the game. But instead, it's like, okay, we have responsive combat, but then we're going to present it to you in the most brain dead way that's super boring and repetitive, where you're just going to fight the exact same encounters with the same enemy archetypes over and over and over and over and over and over again. And some people have higher resistances and tolerances for repetitive gameplay design and encounters. For me, it burns me the hell out. Like, this is the 5th escort mission we've done in, I think, 5 or 6 hours of gameplay. Like, if we were gonna bash Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Unity for doing this back in the day, why are we not criticizing this game for it? We should. And then other things like the technical issues of broken waypoints and objective markers, that stuff's bad. That's just unacceptable. But people act like if you bring it up, you're just trying to find things wrong with it. And it's like, if I'm playing the game and I'm just overwhelmed with negative things to say, that's the game designer's fault. Like, great games, the great thing about great games is that you kind of can't say much bad about it without transparently just looking for things to hate on. But when there's something valid, a valid critique, it kind of dominates the conversation, because most people are rational. Most people are able to understand the arguments being presented, and they don't like freak out about it. I mean, I'll say I think the combat in general works way better than I thought it would. It feels better. I think, like I said, it's really responsive. The control schemes are good. The UI is perhaps a little cluttered, but they're communicating a lot of information on screen, so it's not the end of the world. But at the end of the day, like, the core issue and the only thing that really matters is, oh no, drop down. I was trying to fall. You didn't fall far enough. There we go. We're fine now. The core concern with a game like this, though, is just whether or not it gets overly repetitive and boring. Live service games if they're boring after an an extended period of time, that's the worst thing that could possibly happen for a game like this. And I'm already at the point where I'm good. And I've only put in like 9 to 10 hours. That's a problem. That's a big, big problem. And I saw somebody saying you're not just paying for 10 hours of a game, you're paying for 10 hours plus years of free content. Sure, but you're paying for years of free content that hasn't been created yet. Some of it's being worked on, sure, but you're paying for the promise of a complete game. And I don't understand how you can just be so willing to basically give a multi-billion-dollar company a loan to finish the game. You know, like, what are we doing?
A direct link to my ship should make short work of the search.
Keep their numbers down. Arming sequence is underway. Like a damn missile. Targeting another resistor.
See what I mean? Like, the game starts to get very chuggy. Ugh.
Your vehicle is fighting me, but my vehicle is to be much more powerful. Just look at it.
And smash. When those frame dips start to hit, it gets really hard to juggle enemies. Like,
I would almost admire your stick-to-itiveness, but not the product of space neurology.
oh, I hit my head on the thing.
Excuse me, I am now in a feeding frenzy.
Oh my god. Jesus, that, okay. I gotta get better at that. I'm not used to loading up the guns in this way. Oh, see, like, what's happening? I don't even know what's going on. Shoot the zits!
Keep up the defense. Payload is armed and nearly ready.
Oh my god, let me jump.
Assessing a new target. Squaring off with the shark's target.
I will destroy your target with you, Deadshot.
Outstanding work setting back Brainiac's War Machine Task Force X.
Yay, we did the thing.
Focus and a lot of high explosive munitions.
That's how Orion claps. He doesn't splay out his fingers. He just kind of crumples his hands together. It's very cute. Let me catch up on these. Jelly, thank you for the 249. Thank you for letting us experience the game with you. Thank you for watching. Raul, thank you for the super chat. Hey Luke, just want to say you built a really cool community. I was in chat yesterday as well, and everyone was really nice. Your content rocks too. Thank you, my friend. I know we have a great community, don't we? Everybody else is jealous. And that's like not even an exaggeration. I've had other YouTubers ask how we've created this community because they're jealous of what we've built. So thank you guys. Ricochet, thank you for the 2. Holy sweaty emoji face, the frame dips. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the super chat. And in case anybody's not aware, that's a reference.
$4.99 through super chat.
Thank you.
Hey Luke, I love the stream. I've been watching this game story and I feel like they were very disrespectful to each hero you fight, especially Alley Batman.
Yeah, like I said at the top, I did not buy into like the disrespect of Batman and, you know, they did him so dirty, because I thought that was like, okay, we're trying really, really hard to be upset about stuff, but melee hit, shield, I think that, what I did not expect, what I did not expect, was for them to just straight up like give certain characters special treatment and let them die heroic deaths, and then other characters get treated horribly and take a bullet to the face. Like I thought if we're gonna kill the Justice League, kill all of them in a disrespectful way, and that's just kind of like the meme of the game. That's just what we're doing, right? But no, that's not what we're doing. Instead, like certain characters get treated with respect, but then the character that built Rocksteady dies in this like kind of insulting way, and then other characters get literally pissed on. And then there's other like somebody was saying, well, it's actually, you know, Batman did die a hero because he was resisting he resisted killing Harley, so it's actually, you know, noble that he basically let them kill him. I'm like, I just don't know, man. Like, you're entitled as a writer to do whatever you want. You're not entitled to me necessarily liking it or thinking that it worked. In the same way, like, yeah, Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog, they're allowed to kill off Joel however they want. They're not entitled to me liking it. Like, I don't have to like it. I can dislike it. They still have the right to do it, and they probably had reasons for doing it. I don't have to like those reasons, though. Get back here. Oh, that's funny. I forgot. Straight up, King Shark can't swim. Just let that settle in for a second. Oh my God. Punch the thing. Punch the thing. Now that's a zip. Oh! Right as I was charging, I didn't charge fast enough. Thwip. Oh, my bad. There we go. We did it.
Oh. Your Earth armies invented these guns. I feel I perfected them, though.
Close, need some more. Booyah. See, that's like, I get one of those, but it does some mad damage. It also feels like a waste to get this guy as an actor working on your game, and then for him to like only voice the character in the end game. Seems like a waste. Look at that. Thanks, Harley. That minigun she has does some work. Shoot the zits.
One racing hell gig left, and I always finish my jobs.
Ow. Oh my god. It's like, this is cool. A big rotating arm of death. That's kind of fun. It's a cool flip. Little different encounter. Why can I not run up that? And get the glowing orbs. Throw it to the zit. One more. Now we throw it at the zit. And now we shoot the zit. Now we reload to fight the other zit. As is tradition. As is tradition. Thwip. Jump. Shoot this zit. Boop. Got you. Oh. Oh my god. Run away! Man, I want you guys to appreciate I've played this whole game with a controller and I never play shooters of any kind on a controller. So I feel like I deserve some credit for being so not utterly terrible, but like still kind of bad. I feel like that deserves some acknowledgement. And that's my truth. That's another pet peeve of mine. When people are like, well, it might not be true, but it's my truth. I'm like, shut up. What do you mean? That's stupid. I had a college professor who, like, I think it was, what was it? It was like, it wasn't like a straight history class, but it was like a history class related to like some sort of, I think it was like art history or something like that. And there we go. And we were like going through like an instance where it was like, so there's the allegations that this guy did this and that this happened in this way. It's like, well, but like, what's the consensus? What do people like say is definitely what happened? And the professor's like, well, you know, it's just kind of up to everybody's individual truth. If you want to accept that this happened, that's your truth. And I was like, no, I'm talking like, what is actually real? Like, what happened? Loot crate. Sorry, everybody. Everybody stop talking. There's a loot crate. I already have a legendary one. That's cool.
Grow my legend.
Let's see. Let's compare. So shield harvest damage goes up. Suicide strike damage goes up a little bit. Suicide strike resource gain up a little bit. 12.5% melee damage to grunt enemies. Okay, my other thing boosts to brutes. Shield harvesting no longer gives shield pickups, but damage buffs pickups instead. I kind of need the shield pickups. I think I'm gonna keep it.
There you go.
Already I feel like the shield drops are not super generous, so I think I'm just gonna keep it as is. Now what about Brainiac? 12th level threat. Does that mean physically it's like 12th level? I mean, I'm level 23, so I don't think that's what it means. I don't think that's what that means. I'm down to try it though.
Bringing down our first Brainiac
I can't
will be a
afford.
team operation. While you engage his forces, your support squad will crack his data vault's shield.
I need more of the
You'll need-
currency.
Sorry. You'll need to complete all surgical strikes before we breach the vault. Waller out. I'm looking forward to working with you on this important mission.
Yep.
Hero, I've readied the
So just in case you're not familiar, basically there is a currency, that palladium or whatever, the P symbol. That's what we need to buy into the mission. So you have to grind out these missions that pay out that currency, and then you can buy into the mission that requires it. So you can't just go and accept the mission. You have to grind out the currency to be able to do the mission. Which, I mean, make of it what you will.
Wow. You guys always let Sharky
This is Nanawe using his pulse strength. Distasteful, and yet.
Yes, I am the Thunder.
Godspeed to your next godforsaken victims, TFX.
Okay. And there's other things that just straight up don't make any sense at all. Like, why are the Green Lantern helicopters still here when he's dead? Like, does anybody... I know we have a couple fans of this game in the chat. Does anybody actually know what the lore or what the explanation is for that? Because as far as I can tell, it makes literally no sense. Everything else Green Lantern did disappeared when his will broke by dying. Like, are they just saying that there's another alternative dimension Green Lantern in the Skull ship that's controlling it? If so, why is there no longer a shield up? Because I thought that was the whole point of Green Lantern, was that he was putting up a shield around the Skull ship. So if there's another one there, why is he only sending out little bitty helicopters that I now can take down since I have a weapon that makes them vulnerable? You know? That's the thing, though, is if it's an Elseworlds Green Lantern, he should be putting a shield up on the ship if he's here and able to do that. Why is the one thing he's doing deploying little bitty helicopters around that are not really that big of a deal or a challenge to me? I mean, we all know the answer. The answer is that they lacked enemy variety, and so they created an enemy and explained it by way of by way of this other thing. And then they killed off the character that explained how that happened, but they still need that enemy variety, so they keep it. Like, let's just be completely honest. That's what's happening here. That's what's happening. We can try to retcon it or come up with another explanation, but that's what's happening. Oh. You sneaky little blighter. Oh, what? If I touch that, even while meleeing another enemy, it still goes and shocks me. That's funny. If I so much as touch it. Lots of currency. Let's jump down here. And then an escort, it seems. Another escort mission. Yep. Is this the end game now? I think so. Yeah, I think. Here, I'm gonna let my AI do this while I take a bite of this charcuterie sandwich. It's not really a charcuterie sandwich. My wife makes them and they're delicious. And it's like some sourdough bread and then like goat cheese and feta cheese. And then there's like some there's a sunny side up egg and sometimes like bacon or prosciutto on top. Oh baby, it's good. Oh baby. Yeah, you should know the drill by now. What an understatement. What an understatement. Understatement of the century. It goes to Director Waller, I'll tell you what. Wow. Yeah, does anyone know when the next, like when the season drops with Joker? Is that on launch day? Because I'm guessing you only unlock Joker after you've completed the base story. Because they haven't recorded, like they're not going to record all the dialogue for every possible instance if you bring him for every new playable character. So it's got to be after all of that. There we go. Okay, go smash him. Go smash him. We're just doing the thing. Slowly but surely. Oh my god. What is this? A chip? A gold chip? What's it do? What's it do? Everybody likes bling, right? Well, now you've got some bling inside your neck. Yeah. Healing goes up 1. 13% XP from kills versus 6. That's good. 14 shield harvests. Okay. 10% affliction passive resource buildup versus a damage boost to afflictions. And when you hit your shield overcharge limit, you start losing 10% of your shield every 1 second until your shield completely depletes. While your shield is depleting, your critical hit damage is increased by 250%. Ooh, high risk, high reward. Let's try it. Let's try it.
Surplus gear? I'll take it.
Let's try it.
One of the enemies is getting at an increased rate. Target them.
It's me. I'm the increased rate enemy. Hey guys, I can't see you because so much is going on screen, but you're over here somewhere, so I'll just keep unloading.
No rest for a god.
You might just pull this off. Defend that payload until we see it home.
Oh my god. Just waiting for it.
The bomb has time to arm. Don't let them take the payload.
I retook you.
Jump. Body slam. Booyakasha.
To create new worlds. All you Earthlings can do is despoil them. And still disperse.
Trying to do a quick jump and smash. Oh. Wait for the shields to drop to the ground. Voila. Jeez, that was weird. Okay, reload this damn thing.
Feels good to be an apex predator.
They can still phase out the payload. Don't let that happen.
I'll be honest, Miss Waller, I don't know what's happening. I'm just here shooting stuff.
Are you watching that stand building up? Because I am.
Good hustle. 3 more jobs and hell is raised.
I strike back.
Run!
I'm going to reduce your flesh and bones.
Oh my god.
And I will eat that dust. Every desiccated mouthful.
What exactly were we doing? I'm not sure, but I think we did it.
Oh, spectacular craftsmanship for the surface world.
Yeah, there is something different. You had a haircut?
Now can I do it?
Bringing down our first Brainiac will be a team operation. While you engage his forces, your support squad will crack his data vault's shield. You'll need to... I'm looking forward to... Sorry. You'll need to complete all surgical strikes before we breach the vault. Waller out. I'm looking forward to working with you on this important mission.
Sure.
Hero out.
Whatever.
This is not the right way.
How would you
I
like
have a
to
lot
alter your brain
of
today?
these. This one and Suicide Strike. Forms 5 combo to do it. Probably this one, and then only one option, and then of this one. Each second of firearm fire plus 5 damage reduction, 50% maximum bonus. So this just encourages me to keep firing, which with the minigun is very doable.
This is a window in reality itself. The desire to stick my head out is intense.
At both ends, there are candles burning. Bright lines in these halls of learning.
Let's see it. It's gonna be a little tough, but I believe in us. I believe in us. Select difficulty, whatever the normal is. Walk in the park, best pay attention. Why does it default to this? What does the storm mean? Let's first extreme weather is the multiplier. I don't know why this one has a storm. I don't know. Did they remove the battle pass? I don't think the battle pass gets turned on until officially launch day. Because like there currently is no season. Because it's not technically released yet. It's like technically it's early access, even though let's all be real, this is the real release, and everybody else they're just like, hey, you didn't give us enough money. Season 1 is in March. Oh, geez, really? So straight up, you buy the game, we'll have it for a month, where you're just like you get through the story in 9 hours, and then it's just this for a month before they bring new content. I think not having that day one might be a big mistake. Like that might be a big mistake. You know, yeah, honestly, I think this game is dead in a month and no one comes back for the DLC. I mean, Whippy, the fact that that's not available day one to me is shocking. Because like you'd think that there's enough content to fill out a month. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, I'm sure they've thought a lot about it. But we'll see. I also don't know. I thought increasing difficulty changed the payouts, but apparently it doesn't. Extreme weather light, watch out for intermittent lightning strike if strike. Okay. Grunt rank 1. Brute rank level 1. Does it really, is it not changing with the difficulty?
It's like a...
I don't understand why it's not changing.
I always said, blowing up a giant alien appendage is the secret to success.
So what's the point of difficulty? I feel like it's a bug because in the stream with Shroud and everything, I could have sworn when you swap the difficulty, they showed like real-time updates. Maybe it's just for the first one.
Join me.
Because this one, like you see, it has the storm modifier. So it's like, oh, I would expect it to be like Walk in the Park has the storm modifier. Best pay attention, it shows like the grunts go to level 2 or whatever else. And then Sweating Bullets adds in a bunch of other stuff. But for some reason, it doesn't do that.
And I'll give you power to conquer and unite the kingdoms before we transform.
I don't know. So maybe maybe you're right. Maybe we have to unlock that. I don't know. So we pay our currency, we ready up, and then we go into the mission, and then maybe we like unlock higher rewards. Once we've completed it at the easy level, you unlock medium,
On from
then
this dimension
hard.
to the next.
Okay, team, it's time to take on our biggest data gathering exercise yet. Task Force X's attack is on. Let them draw focus before we step up our cyber attack on that shield.
Let's do it. It says statistically impossible. That's not going to stop me.
Overloaded. In other words, you should kill everything.
You think they need to be told that?
Dude, even in an alternative dimension, the filler is the same. Okay, let's see what this endgame mission's like, boys and girls. Let's see.
A god may even in this thin atmosphere.
Destroy the incubators.
The stench of bug farm is overwhelming my nares. I must trumpet.
We need more time to work on that shield. I want you diverting attention by removing this enemy presence with extreme prejudice.
Hi, dude.
Deliver the...
Hi. Oh yeah, were you eating lunch? Do you want to say hi to everybody real quick? You want to say hi to everybody real quick? Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Can you tell them a story?
And the company got the country. I have a chair.
Yeah, and you have a chair.
Look how I read a book.
Really? Is that true?
The come
Yeah.
the kids go away.
Yeah.
The car people. Oh, hurry.
Oh, I never thought of it like that. Do you want to see a shark?
Yeah.
Look at this shark. He's a big shark. Isn't that cool? Oh, you didn't know? He came to visit me. He snuck away.
Mama.
For a nap. Where did you go?
No.
He just came to say hi. But look, Mama, it's a shark. It's Super Shark.
As the shark goes,
Come on, Mama, out.
well, you need to come with me because it's not nice.
Oh, look at this big shark.
Honey,
You like this big shark?
a little shark.
Hello, shark with the big head. Isn't that cool? That's super cool. Here, why don't you go? I think you need to take a nappy. So what if you get like a little bite? Maybe I share a little bit of my cookie with you?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I already promised. Oops.
Oh my gosh.
Here, some cookie.
Thanks, Dad.
Why don't you go take a good nap, okay?
Let's go get changed and we'll go take a nap.
And be nice to your mother, okay? Okay.
Bloody turtle screams at the park.
Yeah. Oh, poor guy. I love you.
Poor guy.
Well, he's feeling bad. He's feeling sad.
I'm feeling sad.
I'm sorry. Poor babe. Poor babe. Night night, buddy. He's a good fella. He's a good fella. Okay.
Blow on this incubator.
I have multiple facilities standing by for phasing. This isn't even one of them.
Claw their way back from oblivion. This one's a drop. Yes, all right. Take this incubator out.
So I think it's my shield modifier is specifically like it drains my shield and it gives me a damage boost. So it's very high risk, high reward. Oh, I didn't realize that was going to bot me. So it's very high risk, high reward. And I'm not sure if that's the play in these like end game missions where they hit really hard. Oh my god. Because it basically just keeps you perpetually at like 0 shield.
Our foes must fall before the crystal does. The regrowth of the crystals is relentless.
Shoot the zit! Grab the zit and twist it. Okay. Are you talking about dead shot? It's me. The king of the waves. What was that?
Units, you will not simply let the Earthlings take that incubator.
Quickly, exploit this incubator's weakness. I use excessive force on the incubator.
Local units, you
Oh my
have
god.
2 more chances to protect this facility. Units, try to avoid Quinzel's sideshow act.
Ah, the crystals regrow like a mythical punishment.
Like a mythical punishment? What was it, Sisyphus, who just keeps doing the same thing, pushing the rock up the hill, never to arrive? Are they admitting that this game is basically like hell? Is that what they just admitted? Ah, that's amazing.
Incubator sabotage.
That's fantastic.
It is good for the planet.
Did they just say the quiet part out loud? I think that's just looter shooters though. That's not just them. Oh my god.
Targeting another resistor. I am bearing this incubator.
Oh, not good. Oh my god, he just keeps clipping off things and dropping.
The shame is heavy.
I think I might swap the shield cell back to something else. I just don't think it's the best play with these types of missions.
Now we're cooking with gas. Anything else, Nate, reckon?
The shield protecting Brainiac.
Okay, that's there. Now we go and do this one.
Okay, team.
And I'm also gonna swap out that. I think it was the neck bomb.
This won't be a walk in the park, but I know we can do it.
Can I not?
Come
I
on,
can't.
hero.
Okay.
Focus. We're phasing the truck over to get a better look at Brainiac's shields.
Oh, Green Lantern helicopters are here too for some reason. And look, it's like Death Stranding with the buildings in the goo. Don't you love that? Oh my god. Oh, Jesus.
Drinner D donated $10 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
What's up, Luke? It's your old pal Drinner D. Man, I really hate what I'm seeing. This game looks like a freaking indigo freak show. P.S. Can I get more purple with my purple?
An indigo freak show. That's my favorite way to describe this so far. That's great. I mean, I feel like at this point I have given it the shots. I've given it the chances, you know? Like, not everybody's gonna love it. That's fine. What is happening? Oh, I think I have something wrong equipped. And smash. So like, I want to be clear. I've tried to give this all chances to surprise and confound and astound. And you know, a lot of people that are tough on games will just not play them. You know, it's inevitably there's even been people that have come in and been like, well, if you thought the game was gonna be bad, Luke, why are you playing it? It's like, I'm playing it because I believe in like trying to give it the chance to surprise me. But like, I'm already burning out on the gameplay. Like, I'm already checking out, and that's a big problem. Because this is something, oh my god, you're supposed to play for like thousands of hours, you know? So it's just an issue. It's an issue. I think I'm also going to swap back to the other grenades because I don't like having only one. Oh, I can't swap out again. My loadout's locked. Ugh. He can fly, he can fly, he can fly. Okay. Anyway, thank you for the $10. But yeah, I think we've given it a shot, and it's just not quite lived up to those hopes or expectations, unfortunately. Oh my god. What's the deal with this?
Get to shelter. Gonna be lights, camera, death ray in a second. You don't want to be anywhere but next to the bus when that happens.
Yep, just letting it do its thing. There you go. There you go. They're all freaking out. Ba-boom. Okay. I'm not even here for the game. I'm just here for Luke and chat. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're here. I'm also here mostly for chat. I'll be real. Okay. It's all. I'm really excited to see what reviews are like for this when those end up dropping, because a great way to piss off gaming journalists before your review, or before they review your game, is to withhold reviews and not let them do that. It's a great way to burn goodwill. Tell you what. My pockets are smaller than anticipated. Pick up random shards, because that's what we do now. Oh my god. Pick me up, please. Yeah, I would like to swap out my loadout, but I think when you're in these dimensional rifts, you can't. So now we just have to grind it out as is.
My capacity to handle both this data and my weapons dwindles.
This wouldn't be a challenge for you guys. Already halfway through.
See, when we get the shield, we feel good, but this one modifier just drains it by 10% each second. And it gives you, like I said, the damage boost, but I just don't think it works when you have this much going on.
I have been known to have butterfingers. Better to hand over this data.
And now we stand around and wait. Hurry up and wait, everybody. I think that I could see this in a year with multiple seasons and new enemy types and more playable characters and mission types. I could see this being good, you know, and maybe worth getting. I still don't know if it's $70 good. But I could see you getting it for that. I think that could make sense. Well, thank you. Have fun.
I'm only gonna say this once. First, you get in position and we drop the shield.
Have you?
Second, you go in and neutralize Brainiac. Third, you bring him back.
The second step is an endangerment of life. I like it.
Your support squad is standing by. We should be able to phase in assistance.
Phase in assistance.
Good luck, Task Force X.
Okay. Now we head over there. You know what? In the lead up to this game's release, you know how they just kept saying, like, it's all about the movement. It's all about the movement. It straight up reminded me exactly of Starfield. You remember with Starfield, everything was like, oh, it's all about flying your ship and having the jetpack to boost around. And they would never say, like, directly why that made the game fun or what the deal was with that, but they just kind of asserted that that's where the game is really good. It seems like whenever a publisher or a developer is hyper-fixated on one, this looks like a boss arena. Whenever they're hyper-fixated on one specific mechanic, that should worry you. You know, that should be a red flag. Yeah, probably like July, September. I could see this being worth checking out. I could see that.
Ah, the Suicide Squad. A fitting moniker, given how the next few minutes will proceed. A bit on the nose, possibly.
Okay, Brainiac.
Any final words, Tyrant? Make them memorable, because this group is easily distracted.
Oh, how about this? I'm going to break your bodies, hollow out your minds, and rebuild you as my pets.
With what? Your special brain powers?
These
ain't
nuts.
gonna work this time.
No, I thought we'd try something a bit different, just for fun.
I'm going to have you fight waves and waves of purple-zitted enemies.
My name's Vril Donks. I'm the fastest man alive.
Is it seriously a reskin?
You see, my terminals also enhance me. Through them, I can reshape this body for battle, command the Speed Force, eliminate you.
It's just a reskin? Are you serious? So they're gonna do the same thing for like they're gonna have a version of Brainiac that's Batman and a version of Brainiac that's... Wow, okay. My expectations were low, but my God.
Elimination.
You know, I can't possibly let this body be compromised. Regenerating now. I'm intrigued. What is it you think you'll find? Excellent. They gave their lives for the greater good. Mine.
Remember, the couplers protect you from Speed Force attacks. So if they run out, it'll be extremely bad.
Time to bring you to heel, Suicide Squad.
Juice_Demon69 donated $5 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
Arkham Batman is my favorite interpretation. Batman. So seeing what they did to him honestly hurts.
Yeah, that is something where, like, I'm glad I played this because my opinion on that has shifted since we played it. Like, I went from being like, guys, I think we need to calm down. That's kind of a dumb reason to be upset. To being like, okay, no, they're willing to be okay with Diana. And they give Diana good treatment. But when it comes to Batman, the guy that made them who they are, they treat him like that. Like, again, it's their right to do it. If they thought that that was going to be good, okay, whatever. But I don't have to like it.
Maddening affliction would be most useful.
Ah, did I not mention this body is designed to regenerate? Stop it! Restoring me gives their meaningless lives purpose. Much as I'm tolerating this little performance,
Miles
I get
Jubert
tired of the
Roberson
witty
donated
retorts.
$10 through Super Chat.
Oh, geez, thank you.
Luke, much respect, brother, for the hell you're going through. Stay strong, man. Hopefully you can stream Persona 3 Reload. Damn proud to be part of the Skeptical fam.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Inevitably, you know, when we finish this and I'm like, okay, I'm moving on to something else. There's going to be people that are pissed we're not playing, like, the end game for dozens of hours. Luke, I know you said you didn't like it, but, like, really the game's just starting. You need to give it more of a chance for another few dozen hours. Just grind it out a little bit more for a few more weeks. Oh, come on. Come on.
I'm being drawn into your silly little earthling struggles. Time for a mind cleanse.
You are going to be so pleased with the gifts I'm sending you. I didn't make these afflictions last for landscaping, you know.
So like, that's a good one. In like a full arena applying that effect, that's pretty good.
Data, data, data. I must have more data. Are you ready to submit?
I've tested this toxin on many of your missions. Now you are the test subject.
Well, aren't you clever? What's the matter? Fight not going as well as you hoped? These destructive
Nope,
capabilities
it's
are
just
most
kind of
brutal.
boring. That's really all there is to it. Oh my god. I cannot believe it's just a reskin. That's so insane to me. It's like, yeah, but now it's the Flash, but he can heal.
I fear I'm losing my impartiality. It's best that I take a step back. Let me reintroduce you to some former civilians of Metropolis. Careful now, they're quite volatile.
Ain't no way those alien freaks will see this coming. I'm sending in a fully armed vehicle to your position, Task Force X. You're welcome.
Oh my god.
Well, this has been entertaining, but I must end our little tussle. Ship, activate extermination protocol. Haven't you done well? Too well. Perhaps.
The rocket has reduced the enemy to chunks.
You will die. All of you.
Self-destruct on. Get clear, gang.
On Syed donated $6.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
No game should ask for more than 3 hours to get good. If a game gets good 6 hours and it's not a good game, cough cough Kojima.
I actually am inclined to agree with you. I hate the idea that people are like, oh no, the game is really good, but it just takes a few hours to get going. I'm like, in what other industry or type of game or media are we supposed to just like accept that it sucks for a while and then gets good? Like, how does that make any sense? How is that fair to anybody? Yeah, like they waste your time for a while, but then they stop. Like, what? It's their job to pace it well.
My projections predicted something akin to this.
Okay.
Now, where were
Being slow doesn't mean it's like, no, I'm saying specifically if you don't like the game for 10 hours and then people are like, oh no, but you'll like it after 15. I'm like, that's a long time to ask you to just like not like something, but keep going. It's like acquired tastes.
With our quarry.
You know, like, oh, try this caviar. You taste it and it tastes like salty ass. And you're like, I don't like this. People are like, well, it's an acquired taste. Keep eating it and eventually you'll like it. Screw that. I'll go get a chocolate shake from McDonald's and I'll like that immediately. You know?
All right. That was pretty good.
Okay. We defeated one, Brainiac. Now on to the others. Credits roll.
Brainiac action figure. Still in box. Like you. Let's sell him the Toy Man.
We cannot. I will devour him, remember? And then the pooping.
Come on, you already got to do the giant space shark thing. Let someone else have a turn.
You straight up executed the damn Batman.
And you got to say something cool before you killed Lantern. I'm thinking a plastic bag, some paw ointment, then
We insert Brain into... No, man.
What the hell are you four doing now?
Where
Nolan
is
Dixon
Brainiac?
donated $5 through Super Chat. Days Gone wasn't paced well, emo.
I actually very much agree. Like the coolest part of Days Gone are the hordes, and you only really get to do the hordes in the last half of the game. You know, it was like, wait, you took the coolest part and then forced people to only play it after like 10, 15 hours. That's an example of a game that I agree was paced really poorly. Yeah.
Relax, Lexi. Got him right where we want him. Shit.
I swear to God.
The data spike only works on a live target. Perhaps I can modify it in time for the next alien invasion.
Or perhaps I should use it on one of them.
Harkness, what are you doing?
Well, how else are we gonna get through all the doors on the Skull ship?
Waller out.
No way they end this on like the cringiest line ever. She actually said Waller out.
I would like one.
One of a kind, I'm afraid. It downloads a fragmented branch of Brainiac's network through colluent neurology. With a focus on non-recurring anomalies unique. With a focus on non-recurring anomalies unique to each dimension.
So, we get to play with a bunch of cool shit from alternate universes, and then what? Retire?
Once you've defeated all 13 Brainiacs, yes.
You mean 12?
A kill list. We can work with that.
Oh, you guys!
Metropolis, this is Lois Lane. From all reports, it seems that Batman is gone. As Batman and as Bruce Wayne, everyone knew him. Everyone knew his voice. Always prepared, he left a communication with the Daily Planet in the event of... Well, it reads, "When I put on the cowl, it became a symbol. But I never stopped being Bruce Wayne, citizen of Gotham. Remember that we are all handed adversity in our lives. No one's journey is easy. It's how we handle that, how we help others, that makes us unique. That's what the Batman will always stand for. Metropolis."
FR35HXKI115 donated $4.99 through Super Chat.
I can't pause
Hey
it.
Luke, been watching since high school, love ya so much, but did Brainiac just turn into the Flash, the first member they took out?
Yes. Yes. And thank you. And thank you, Kevin, as well. Yes, all of that is correct. All of that is correct. It is a nice homage to Kevin. And I am also, just like you said in the super chat, stunned that the whole buildup of this whole thing is to fight Brainiac, and then it's just a straight reskin of
mighty and perfectly formed, like myself.
It's a straight reskin of
Such
the
power
Flash
is best left with
fight.
me for safekeeping.
Like, I don't know how on earth that happened, but they thought that was a good idea.
is now a member.
Man. No, I'll keep what I'm using. Bang. Successful counter, you're gonna start to 10 seconds also.
Here you go, coming through. Beep, beep, beep.
Man. We'll continue in season 1 and beyond.
Task Force X, whatever dimensional business this new Luther's got you doing, don't forget we got a war at home, too. If you think you're ready for tougher sorties against Brainiac's strongest invasion forces, go get them, Tigers.
Bane Infamy says, back in the fight, notorious items, mastery levels, mutators, incursion missions.
You're going to strike the terminal.
Wow. Okay. And then Lucky Charm, I replied that one, yeah. This one I wanted to swap out. Okay. Yeah, I'm just stunned. This is one of those moments where I just genuinely don't understand what they did for 7 years. I'm just genuinely shocked. I know games are really tough to make. I know there's a lot, but it feels like there is such a crazy lack of content that it's just outrageous. Like, enemy variety is almost non-existent. There's like brutes and grunts, and then within grunts there's people that shoot from afar, others that shoot up close, and that's about it. And then the boss fights, there was the Flash, there's the Green Lantern big one, there's technically the Batman one, but it's like a gimmick thing of putting these things in mutation mixers, and then you just fight like a big set piece that lasts about 2 minutes, so sort of Batman. Like there were at least like there were a handful, literal handful of boss fights. Superman was a thing. But they were all like shockingly limited, and it's also just like, you know, waves and waves of purple enemies paired with bullet sponge stuff. Like, it's just, man. And then like after all of that, because it's a live service game, they can't have the story end. So you don't actually defeat Brainiac. You defeat Brainiac wrapped up in a like Flash coat of paint, and now you're just gonna have to wait for 12 more seasons, because they're planning what, like 4 a year, I think. So at 4 a year, like you're not gonna see the end story, the ending of this story for like 3 years. At the very least 2. I mean, maybe they rush everything out, who knows, but you know, people were saying in chat, there were some people coming into chat being like, oh, well, you're paying $70, yeah, for 10 hours of story right now, but you're also paying for all of the free updates for years to come. And it's like, you don't have that yet, though. You don't. Right now, you're paying for the promise of a completed game with a full story. What we have right now is not a full story. It's a, like, kind of hodgepodge, half-assed thing that's serviceable if it were $30 or free to play. But other than that, it's not really viable. It's not really fair to offer this thing for it, I don't think. Like $70 for that? And the final boss fight's just a reskin? Like, what are we doing? I don't know why anybody would be okay with that. It's just ridiculous. And now an Elseworld mission. These are more of those that you have to pay to get into. Bane's Rage, so those you get even higher. Yeah, here you see the actual payouts change. Barely though. Look, the easiest setting to the hardest, you gain like 405 XP extra, and then like 300 extra of the currency, and that's it. And then you also get the difficulty bonus of 2% XP, 5% bonus credits, which I guess is what that multiplier is. The precious alloys, I think what they do is they round it down. So it's calculating like an improved payout for bonus Cluon Crystal and Inertron and those. But because it's only 1% of one, they round it back down to 1. So it doesn't actually multiply. It doesn't actually increase, which is just funny. I don't know how else, or maybe they round to the nearest. I don't know what their method would be, but that's just funny, dude. But it's like, okay, well, is 2% extra XP, is that really worth doing it on the harder difficulty? Not really. And bear in mind, you're supposed to be doing these missions for the next month until season 1 drops, which, let's be honest, season 1 is just going to be more of these missions over again. Let's just be completely honest with ourselves. Thank you, Brand, for becoming a member as well. Miles, thank you for the 2. Luke, I'm sorry, 12 more reskin Brainiacs. Yeah, dude, well, if that's their plan, like they just did that with the Flash, I'm guessing that it's probably just the archetype of, okay, every single Brainiac fight is going to be like, oh, now it's the Batman Brainiac reskin, and now it's the Superman Brainiac reskin, and then in the next one we'll have a Joker Brainiac reskin, and they'll just keep doing that over and over and over again. And bear in mind, like, you're gonna get maybe 2 or 3 more a year.
Donated $6.99 through Super Chat. Miller Ross, king of gaslighting.
What's he been doing or saying? Like, he's been the data miner, or at least he's reported on the data mining for this for a while, and he's been very, very accurate with it. But I think he's also a fan and been generally pretty excited by all this. I don't know. I know this game was not trying to win me over as a fan of Rocksteady games. This game was trying to win over a new audience of looter shooter fans, and maybe they're loving it. I don't know. Does anybody watch any like looter shooter live service players? Are any of them playing this? And if so, what are they saying about it? Did I have more fun with this or with Starfield? Honestly, Starfield. Like with this, it's just after the first 3 hours, I was like, okay. Like I feel like we've kind of run out of things, new ideas in terms of gameplay, and then it's just the same thing, same missions repeated over and over again. I would have to go back through the footage. But I feel like in the main story, we did the same like escort mission 3 times. We did the same like get these relays taken care of mission. We probably did that like 5 times. Like we've done the same thing over and over and over again. There's just so little content and so little variety.
Disco Cobra 2013 donated $20 through Super Chat. Only watched to see some boss fights and the conclusion. Some stuff looked okay, but overall this would be a waste of money. Plus I don't want to support for the Batman stuff. Even for free I would not finish this game, lol.
Yeah, and I just think, for one, very, very generous super chat. Thank you. 20, Jesus. I'm like, wow. It shows you, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. I assumed, because the game is called Kill the Justice League, the game would be tied up with a bunch of boss fights that were distinct, and that's kind of what would tie it all together, because those boss fights would keep things engaging and interesting, and yeah, there's grind in between them, but it's fine because the rest of the game is really good. I thought that's kind of how they would do it. And they would have put effort in the last 7 years into focusing on that variety and making sure each of those encounters was really, really solid. But no, instead, like we got just a wave of the same stuff over and over and over again, and I'm genuinely confused what they've been doing for 7 years. Like, and I feel like if that's ever a thing, like clearly something went very, very wrong. If I'm just genuinely shocked that it took you 7 years to make this, I feel bad, because inevitably the developers are going to be like, well, you just don't understand game development. Oh yeah, no, I don't understand game development where you work for 7 years and this is the final product. You're right, you got me. I don't get it. I just genuinely am shocked that this is the end result after all of that work, and that nobody stepped in and like tried to revamp it. Hey, our Brainiac final boss fight that people have been playing for hours and hours and hours. At this point, only 10, but still. Yeah, we're just gonna do the Flash fight. We're just gonna reskin it. It'll be fine. It'll be cool because it's like you're fighting him all over again, right? No. Wrong. And now we just go through the same thing over and over. Let's be honest, the first 3 years it was probably a loot box riddled clone of Avengers and had to strip it and make something else. I think that that's the only thing that really makes sense at this point. Like, it seems pretty clear that at the very least, the game changed a lot throughout its life and throughout its creation. And I would not be surprised at all if one of the ways it changed was that they stripped out a lot of that stuff. Because like in the delay after the poor reception in early 23, we know that they stripped out the gear score and they stripped out some other stuff. And I swear to God, these like reward packs that you get your mission rewards in, they look just like loot boxes, and I will die on the hill that I think that those started as loot boxes. I think that's what it was. I think the only reason there are not loot boxes is probably because after Marvel's Avengers and some of those other games, they just realized that it was not worth it. Also, that we just did was on... What was that? Oh, there's a big guy that's glitching out. What is happening to him? He's like glitching out hardcore. I think we can stay and fight him if we want for added like payout. But he's glitching out. I don't want to fight something glitching out.
Here I come.
I don't know, man. Oh, so that, correct me if I'm wrong, the percentage on these Xbox achievements, that tells you how many people or how many of the players have completed that, right? So if it's like a 1% of players have achieved that, right? Is that how it works? Yeah? Okay. So go back. I mean, you can go back and check it in the VOD. I think the percentage that had killed Brainiac was at like 4% something. And this is the mission that directly follows it. So if that's accurate, if my memory serves me and it is actually 4% that completed the Brainiac thing, like half. Oh, can you check? Maybe I can. Can I do that? No, that's not how. Game card? Official club? Microsoft Manage? Does anyone know? Just look at the achievement notifications. Oh. Game activity. The more you play and Okay, Trial by Blood, Lawton's Last Stand, Captain Boomerang. All of these are locked. Number of the Dead, Allies. Can I just do progress? I want the ones I've completed. What is this? Oh. Gamer Store most common. Yeah, Xbox interface. It's great. Yeah, I'm I'm not having trouble with this at all. Lawton's Last, all achievements maybe. Oh. Okay, this. Progress. Achievements. Killer's Greatest Detective, 8.7%. Okay, so Abandon All Hope, no one defeats Brainiac. 3.78 percent. So it was about 4%. 3.78 of gamers, percent of gamers have unlocked this, that have the game right now. The next thing, 5 minutes later, is Active War, which is the first incursion mission, and that drops by a third.
€5 through Super Chat. The first Descendant was delayed until summer because the game didn't have enough content, and that game had 10 times more content.
Man, that was the first Descendant was delayed until summer because they didn't have enough. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, no, for me, like, I don't know. For those of you who have played like Destiny, I would need to hear from Destiny players, okay? From live service looter shooter players. Is it just me, or does it seem like there's barely any content here? Like, because it really feels like we've done the same thing 15 times over, and now the end game is doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like, it feels like that's what's going on. Am I off base? Am I wrong? I genuinely want to know, like, because you'll know if this is like standard for that genre, because I'm not super familiar with the genre. It's not my bread and butter. But it feels like there is very little here. You're right. This is worse than launch Destiny 1. 1 year of content story-wise. Destiny player here, yes, the content is lacking. The game looks bland. That's how looter shooters are. You're right. There's barely any content. There's none in this compared to Destiny 2, even on release. Let's see. Do you think they stripped some of it for whatever reason? It feels like one of those games where people have gone back and like they had to retcon stuff and cut things out. Because like they weren't sitting on their hands for 7 years. It feels like they probably built it up in a certain way. Maybe built around more like, I don't know, maybe loot boxes were the central mechanism here. So every mission would pay out a loot box, and then they needed to fill in like a ton of bloat. Maybe they had hours and hours of grind inside that you could skip if you bought loot boxes. And then they realized, hey, that's going to be received extra horribly, so let's cut it out. I don't know. I'm speculating. We don't know if this is the case, but I just don't know how you work for 7 years and this is the end product. I genuinely don't understand how that's the case. Tom, thank you for the 2. I preferred Gotham Knights, TBH. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, people have been coming in. Oh, do you prefer Gotham Knights over this? Do you prefer Starfield over this? Like, honestly, yeah, there's a lot more game there. Do you think that we'll get a Star Wars Outlaws release date today? I wouldn't expect it, just because Ubisoft historically has had a good relationship with Xbox. Sometimes they'll do stuff with the PlayStation, but usually they do big reveals with Xbox. So I would not expect them to do a big Star Wars reveal. One thing that could change that is the fact that it's a Disney license, but I don't know. Would you rather play this or Redfall? This is more of a functional game. Redfall was just, it didn't even work. This game you can play. Yeah, there's times where like objectives break and spawns break, so you end up standing around doing nothing for 5 minutes while you wait for the enemies to spawn in. There's stuff like that. There's server issues, things like that. But this is at least a game that you can play. It's just really short. The content's extremely lacking, and I find that to be very frustrating, you know. Play Warframe. It's free. Dude, I've been blown away by Warframe. They've reached out. They've like sponsored a couple I Tried videos where I get to play the game, like new expansion before it launches. And like, I'm not sponsored by them right now, to be clear. I'm not currently sponsored by them. I'm just genuinely shocked at how much content is in Warframe for free. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. There's a reason that's been around for so long, and it's because it's really solid. Movement's great, combat's great, and it's free. Like, it's awesome, right? With this, it's $70, and it feels like it doesn't feel like, there's probably less than 10 hours of content here. There's like less than 10 hours of content here. It's crazy. And like I said right here, no one defeats Brainiac. That's what you get when you kill the Collector of Worlds. Let's see, where's my calculator app? I lost it. Where's my calculator? Okay. So if 3.78% of players actually completed Brainiac, that's when the story is over. It gives you the heads up prompt, story complete, right? That's when that happens. 3.78% of players finished that. And then 2.38% of players actually completed the next mission. That's like 5 minutes later. Just 5 minutes. If you were like, I'm having a good time, I just finished that story, now we get to the good stuff, the end game. You would think that within 5 minutes, you just go do the next thing, right? And yet, a third of people who reach that point in the game stop. At least so far. During early access, which is when the most hardcore devoted players would be playing. You would think if there were any time when this number would match, when 3.78% of players that kill Brainiac and then move straight forward, you would think it would be during this time, but no. My own done.
The Dumb Cuzzler 69 donated $3. In my own head canon, this game is not a part of the Arkham games.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And also, it seems like they're probably setting it up and writing for it to probably get retconned with an alternative universe kind of thing. I would not be shocked at all if that's what they do. Because they're already doing it. Like, there's even people saying, oh, well, they're going to do a thing where, like, the reason Green Lantern's helicopters are still there is actually a nod that the Green Lantern is actually from another dimension. That's who he is here. And also, like, remember he cut off the Flash's finger? Did they answer that? Because he had his finger back the next time we saw him. Was it that he was like healed by Brainiac, or was it that was a different Flash? I don't think it was a different Flash. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Whippius donated £5 through Super Chat. I feel so
Whippius.
strong about this I am putting money on it. Anthem had more content than this Division 2 is bulging with content. Destiny also.
Yeah, Anthem had more content than this. Division 2 is bulging with content. Destiny also. Anthem I'd have to check. Because Anthem... How long was Anthem's story? Does anybody remember? Did it even really have a story? Anthem, I remember playing it for like a few hours and just running out of things to do. This at least had like a narrative for 10 minutes. But... it was healing, not regeneration. His finger was cut off, though. How do you heal a finger back on? And didn't he keep it? Didn't Boomerang keep the finger? So it's not like they had it to reattach with like sutures and surgery or anything. Anthem was about 14 hours in length. Oh, baby. I mean, yeah, they do reference Superman being able to regenerate and heal up. So maybe he was just able to heal the finger. It seemed like they just kind of like blasted right past it.
You can say I'm nerding out.
What do we got? Enemy Venom.
Morcon donated $4.99 through Super Chat. I'm from the future. The servers get shut down before Season 4 launches the day before style.
I have a feeling you're right. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. And what sucks is that this is one of those games where, yeah, and then you get the Bane set. Oh my God, stop talking to me. I think this is one of those games where, like, they probably have to end support relatively quickly after launch, you know, after just a few months. And as a result, I think the story never really gets completed. The story just kind of sits there and nothing ever really happens with it. That's my expectation, unfortunately. And the thing is with live service games, it's also about perception. Like, if the game is assumed to be dying out relatively soon, and that's what everybody feels like is going to happen, nobody's going to want to commit to it and spend a ton of time playing it. Because why would you? If it's like very likely that this is going to get shut down, why would you commit a ton of time to it? You wouldn't. So, okay, I'll go commit to something I don't think is going to get shut down. It's just, you know, it's why public perception for live service games is also really crucial. You can't ignore that. Like, I know it's easy to be like, well, it's about the gameplay, it's about this or that. Not really, unfortunately. Like, it should be, I think. It should be, you know, a game is sold or made on its merits. But in reality, it's kind of about the perception and whether you can get players to play it. 'Cause the other piece of this is the cool factor. If the game is deemed uncool, and if it's considered to be like, oh no, none of my friends play that because we're not going to touch that game with a 10-foot pole, then you're in real trouble, because then nobody wants to play it because it's not cool. You can't afford that. I mean, you're already kind of dealing with those issues with a lot of other live service games that struggle with public perception. You know, even just reputation wise, if there's oh my God, if there's a type of game or community that's really, really toxic, those communities really struggle to grow. Like, I know for one, I've tried playing Rainbow Six, and I found it to be really toxic, and as a result, I was like, I don't know if I really want to get into this. I'm just not feeling it. It's not super fun to me. It's just really toxic. Same with like Dota 2, or League of Legends was the other one. I tried playing League, and it was just like, I was like, hey guys, I'm new to the game. I'm just trying to get my feet under me. Any advice would be great. And they're just like, get out. We don't want you here. It's like, Jesus Christ. This is like the most hardcore thing ever. One of the best communities I ever saw was Hell Let Loose. Those guys were great. Those guys were so nice. Like, yeah, we'll help you understand. So these are the tactics, and this is the verbiage and stuff that might be used during fights and stuff. So if you hear this, this is what it means. And like, I'll do these first few missions with you. Let's get on your friends list so I can kind of give you some assistance and guides while we go through this. And people were great. It was awesome. But that's very, very rare. You don't typically see that. Okay, where's the last feller? Oh, I got him. Okay.
Forget it. TFX, you're done.
Finally, King Shark. I played most of the alpha as I played King Shark in the alpha. I also played Harley a lot and Boomerang a lot. Deadshot I've never really liked playing that much. It's just his movement and play style is just not my favorite. So I've mainly been playing as King Shark this run because I like how he plays and how he moves. And once you kind of commit to it, you're kind of committed to it because as far as I can tell, they don't share XP broadly.
To this earth in our way, but it was a first draft, a sketch of what could be. Don't you want to be in the finished picture?
And that's the content. Man. I just, I don't know. State of play. Yeah, I think we're going to watch it. We should have time to watch it. Yeah, that happens in just a little bit. How is it so far? It's over. It's over. We're done. We reached the end. Also, what a waste to not have stuff using the blimp. What a waste. Blimps are awesome. Should have used that like 15 times over. It's also like, I know it's Metropolis, but I genuinely don't find the city worth saving because there's just nothing here. There's just nothing here. It's just waves and waves of purple zits. Like, oh, do you want to save the purple zits? Go for it. And they make it very clear. They're like, hey, yeah, everybody that lived here, everybody that populated the city, they're all dead. There's no bringing them back because they've been infected. Okay. It's like, what's to motivate you to do this? It's just the desire for more loot. Like, that's really all there is to it. Nailed it.
It's an ugly job, and mostly you're gonna be the one doing it. Lead me to new heights.
So, I don't know.
Life scan's coming back negative.
This unexpected synergy has forced some corrections. But be assured, you will be corrected.
I also keep having brain farts every time I see these like wind vortexes. I'm like, ooh, that must mean I can like ride the wind up. But no, it's a, it's where there's one of these things spawned. Okay. 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 Would you play this game for hundreds of hours? I think you know. I think you know. Oh yeah, the tanks. I forgot about the tanks. Shoot the zits. Well, there you go. Also, who would live here intentionally? Why would you live there? Honey, I found an apartment. It looks really cool. I think it's gonna be perfect for us and our new family. It's gonna be great. Where is it? Is it in like downtown Metropolis? No, it's in a developing up and coming neighborhood. Oh, really? What neighborhood? You know, the SS neighborhood, the super silly, as that's what I call it. That's what me and my friends call it. Really? It's suicide slums. Like, oh, why would we live there? That sounds actually like the worst thing. I didn't know you could find the worst thing, but you did. That's it. See what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot here. This is where we fought the Flash, right? Or is this just a copy and paste of another area with the same assets? I don't think this is this the same place?
Now, just a reminder that you're putting your life on the line.
I think it is. I think it is. There's no way they just copy and pasted it exactly. I think this is the same thing. The map's not that big for them to need to copy and paste those. It's gotta be the same. Now we shoot the zit and we clear it.
Keep sending them back where they came from in pieces, TFX.
They came from here because they lived here and then I murdered them. Like, oh man. How do I turn off the achievement thing? I didn't realize I still had that on. I got distracted. I'm sorry. The Sesame Squad. Yeah, that sounds more interesting at least. Yeah, this is the end game. It's just these rifts that are more of the missions you've already done, just in a slightly different map. The lesson and the takeaway for me with this game is just that I genuinely don't know what they've been doing for all that time.
Let's upgrade that.
Like, it's genuinely shocking to me that after all this time, this is all they've got to show for it. It's like genuinely shocking to me. I just don't get it. Like, there's not that much content. There really is not. Unfortunately, like, there just really is not very much content. I don't know what they've been doing. I don't know where all the time went. Either they developed 2 games and then cut the good one, or they spent so long like working on this and like going through the process of iterations and stuff that this is all that was left over after the cuts. Like, that's the only thing I can think of, because where else did the time go? What have they been doing? I don't know. But it's freaking crazy to me that this is it, you know? Ryan Cypher, thank you also for the super chat. Luke sounds like a disappointed father throughout the whole stream. It's crazy this game is developed from the same studio that produced the Arkham trilogy. Yeah, I think it just goes to show you that it's not the same crew anymore. It really doesn't seem like it, because it's... I just don't understand how this could happen. Oh, look, I know that. I did not think we'd be able to finish this game in 2 streams. I seriously, you guys know, because in chat we were talking about it. I thought that this was a game that was going to last like probably, you know, a week of gameplay. You play for a week, it's like 40 hours long for the story.
Ryan Decipher donated $9.99
But,
through Super Chat.
I just read the one. Again, also $10. Very, very generous. Like, thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, I never thought it would be this short. I was like, the one thing they have to stick is the landing of day one reviews to make the game good, to make it acceptable to be played by masses of people. Because if the game is uncool, that's a hole you can't really dig yourself out of. But instead, like, they're struggling real hard. This work in progress review dropped from Games Radar, and you know, the way the headline or the subtitle is: the latest game from Rocksteady makes a strange first impression as memorable storytelling clashes with forgettable combat. For me, I mean, it's memorable in the sense that there's a lot of just really weird, stupid stuff. I don't really know what Waller's deal is. She's just like stereotypical cringy bad guy that's just bad for the sake of being bad. Like, we're gonna save this universe, but is totally unwilling to hear other opinions or thoughts on how they could do it. And then, yeah, I don't know if I'd say memorable stories. Like the storytelling in general seems pretty low effort. Just to me, it's kind of the impression I have. And then forgettable combat. Like, I'm already burnt out on it. Like, I honestly, after just closing it on the Xbox now, I really don't foresee playing it again. Probably I'll come in, I'll try it with the Joker. I'll try that. You know, plus I can easily make a video out of that. Ooh, I tried Suicide Squad again with the Joker. You know, that's an easy video to make. But I don't foresee really touching it until that point in March, because there's just no reason to. The game is already dead, like, and completely out of content. As they go down, let's see, I can just read the final recap. But 10 hours into the adventure, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League really does feel as if it's primed to be the sort of divisive adventure that delights and disappoints in equal measure. For those here to see whether Rocksteady has really been granted the free reign to kill the heroes of the Arkhamverse, one of the most successful new universes DC has spawned in decades, then I suspect that you'll enjoy yourself, as there's an inherent quality to the storytelling and cutscenes that is difficult to ignore. They're very high production value, no doubt. For those looking for a compelling superhero game, one which either captures the hefty combat of the Batman Arkham trilogy, the world density of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, or I wouldn't point to world design with Spider-Man 2 as a strength, but just beside the point. Or the generosity of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy's scenario design, which, if you've not played Guardians of the Galaxy, do it. It's fantastic, and nobody talks about it. Then I fear you may find yourself left wanting. Unless, of course, monotonously shooting at the same groupings of enemies until the spawning stops sounds like your idea of a good time. Yeah, it is painfully repetitive. Painfully repetitive. Do they have... Oh, no, dude. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not what you want to see. That's the opposite of what you want to see. Oh, no. That's bad. Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Granted, like, the top comment said, like, how many people are Googling that before a game launches or anything, but still, it's funny. It's just funny. Yeah. What's going on? Seeing tons of posts across dunking Rocksteady Studios, plus reports of almost everyone who bought certain editions of the game refunding it. Not actually sure as to why, though. Yeah. Yeah, the game was set to be released in 2022. That's the other thing. It's like 2 years late. It's like 1.5 to 2 years late. And it has no content. Like, that's what makes me think there was a gutting that happened at some point. I think there was a gutting. Oh, they really? Rocksteady gifts Suicide Squad early access players $20 in game following downtime. Well, that's good. That's a good like nod. I'd give them that. Their review is it's a much better game than we expected. Arkham Story comes to a close in a graphically gorgeous if somewhat uneven closing chapter. Let's see. Superman's Big Bad Brainiac taking over the world. Okay, kind of like a summation of everything. The story is great and totally fits in the Arkham universe. Rocksteady makes a smart decision to not over-explain who the Justice League is or how the threads exactly bind to the Arkham games, or the Arkham games to this. You know who Superman is. You know who Green Lantern is. Metahumans exist in the fairly grounded world of Arkham. Doesn't feel like a stretch. It perhaps did with the original game released 15 years ago. Yeah, I think they didn't over-explain it. That's good. The biggest through line between the games is Harley Quinn, who in retrospect is a natural fit for protagonist in the Arkham sequel. The character is mostly the same one that spawned from Infinite. When it comes to the game's sense of humor, your mileage may vary. It's a much funnier game than we expected, and while we feel it sits just before the Borderlands event horizon of quipping to the point of bleeding ears, your tolerance may be lower. For me, there's like every hour there's a chuckle, and then there's like 5 moments of cringe. For me, that's kind of how it balanced out. It's like King Shark says something funny, and then everybody else does cringy stuff, and Waller goes, "Waller out." Like, what? Like, there's plenty of cringe, and the unfortunate thing with cringe is that cringe is a potent force. Cringe sucks the joy out of things. Like, you can have a game that's otherwise pretty funny, but if it has cringe elements within it, it spoils the whole thing. It's like a rotten egg in the omelet. You just can't handle it. You can have 10 funny jokes and then 1 cringe fest, and the whole thing is lost. You're done. Let's see, numbers go up. They describe the looter shooter stuff. The biggest issue with the game, and one that we and our co-op partners pointed out before we even finished the second chapter, is just how repetitive and short the missions are. Largely, you're sent to an area to clear out some baddies and either shut down a battery or shoot something big and purple zits. Not only is that pretty dull, it's also what you're doing on the side missions too, meaning that beyond some character dialogue, nothing about the main story feels main. Absolutely true. And they recycle side mission archetypes as well, and vice versa. Like, it's just all the same thing. The missions are also incredibly short. More than once we finished a main mission before our partner could even get to the mission area. There are a few unique highlights, like a brilliant Batman-themed mission near the start, but these are few and far between. The amount of times you have to do some variation of defending a truck as it scoots along a preset path is maddening. How do they give this an 8? I don't understand that. For all our expectations around Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, what we didn't foresee was that we'd be confidently proclaiming that it's one of the best looking games in years. I mean, I would say like the cinematics aren't bad. I don't know if it's one of the best looking games in years. For me, the art direction is a little lacking. Like, it's just, there's nothing about it that I'm like, ooh, that was cool. You know, I'm not really sure if I agree with that. Like, it's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's like particularly great for a AAA $70 game, you know? The headline act is the facial animation, which is genuinely industry leading. There are scenes where it looks very slightly digitally altered video footage of actors rather than CG renders. The range of expressions on each of the characters is startling, with so much being conveyed in the widening of eyes or curling of a smile. It adds so much to the already excellent performances. Yeah, I mean, the animation's great. There's no doubting that. So that's it. What? Some kind of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a much better game than the marketing would have you believe. It's enjoyable both alone or with friends, and it's the best DC story in a game since the last time Rocksteady was in town. I mean, that's really not saying much, though. Like, what? Like, what other DC games have been out since Batman Arkham Knight?
I am the one who knocks donated €5.99 through Super Chat. Luke, What are your thoughts on Dragon's Dogma 2 targeting 30 FPS and has only one save file that will be overwritten by autosaves? For me, a no-go.
I understand if people are frustrated by the 30 FPS thing. I'm not really perturbed by that unless it's a first-person shooter. I can't play a first-person shooter at 30 FPS. It makes me like physically ill. Beyond that, if it's a third-person adventure game, I really don't have a problem with 30. I played all of Monster Hunter World at 30. I've played all of Red Dead 2 at 30, and I've had amazing times with both. So I think for that to be a non-starter for you is, I would say, unfortunate, because I think you can have a great time with 30 FPS. As for the single save file and the auto saves, rewriting everything, I can understand frustration with that as well. Playing on PC, I think, would bypass it. You could probably get a mod to just handle it that way. But it's probably done for a reason. Like, they want you to suffer the consequences of your actions, no save scumming, stuff like that. So I can understand it. But I mean, if that's enough for you to not play the game, that I'd say is unfortunate. But for me, those things are not disqualifying personally. Let's see. Anyway, DC story. I can't think of another time that there was another 30 FPS. Is that 30 FPS only for console with 30 as an option? Hold on. Are you saying that it's locked to 30 on PC? If it's locked to 30 on PC, obviously that's insane. I don't think that's what you're saying. If you're saying it's 30, I'm assuming that's on console. So 30 on console to me is not that big of a problem. Beyond that, let's see. It's just console? Okay, it's just console. So beyond this, I can't think of another DC game that's come out since Batman Arkham Knight. A specific DC game. Other than, like, I guess you could say Injustice 2, but, like, are you really going to compare those two? Like, Gotham Knights, I guess, yeah, you could say that. Gotham Knights just had one of the most, like, cringy final, like, plot twists I've ever seen. Like, I don't know. But it was definitely more respectful to Batman. I'll just say that if you've not played it. But yeah, I guess Gotham Knights, the Lego games. Telltale. Yeah, so I mean, smaller projects. So I guess technically it's probably true. But Arkham Knight also, like, was pretty intense. The mission repetitiveness and the strange decisions around loot are definite downsides, but this is not the story of a once great single-player studio being destroyed by live service guff we feared. The writing is great. The humor, if you have room left in your life for banter, is enjoyable. The game is absolutely gorgeous with facial animations that are as good, if not better, than literally anything else on a console to date. The live service elements that remain are a shame, but otherwise, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is an enjoyable and worthwhile experience that brings Rocksteady's Arkhamverse to a close in style. Out of these bullet points, I don't find it extremely visually impressive. I think it meets the standard for a $70 game in 2024, personally. Arkhamverse characters get a fitting farewell. I don't know how on earth you could possibly say this. This seems insane to me. Gunplay is enjoyable. Yeah, it's functional. I'd say if you look at it in a vacuum, yeah, it works. And I think it can be fun. Smart use of DC comic lore for the end game. Sure. Okay. Great writing. I disagree there. Repetitive missions. I agree. That's a huge problem. Expensive microtransaction costumes. Yes. Repetitive everything. A shocking lack of content, and original gameplay systems and original ideas. Like, for me, I'll think about it through the rest of this afternoon. But personally, for me, I feel as though it's closer to, like, I think it's closer to, like, a maybe 6 or 7 out of 10. Like, I don't think I can forgive easily the shocking lack of content. Like, even if the story was 10 hours long, but it was 10 hours of really cool original stuff, okay, I can work with that. But otherwise, like, I just don't know how it's 10 hours made up of like 4 hours of content, because it's all repeated over and over and over again. Beyond all of that stuff, like, The other thing that they don't mention are the technical issues. I don't know if they just didn't have any problems. Maybe they played on PC or PS5 and those consoles don't have issues. On the Series X, though, this thing, which is just as capable as the PlayStation, it has had plenty of issues. Like objectives not spawning properly, weird frame drops when things get really intense that you guys could see on stream. Lots of weird little issues. And nobody actually have like straight up addressed it. You know? Man. I don't know, what do you guys think of it? You guys watched me play it. You might have played it yourself. I want to know what your opinions are. What do you think before this starts in 2 minutes? I'm going to grab a margarita real quick. I'll be right back. It's right on the other side of the wall. It'll take me 2 seconds. Okay. Give me a margarita. Okay. You saved me $100. Dude, the fact that people paid $100, didn't even get the full early access, and they're already out of content, that's crazy. And the other piece is that stat for the achievements. On Xbox, at least, like 3.8% of people finished the fight with Brainiac. And then, of those people, a third of them just stopped. The most devoted people that spent $100 on the game to play it early, they stopped and have not continued the end game. That's already a problem. Like, this is when they should be the most excited, when they're so giddy to get into the end game after all this. And they're already walking away, it seems. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. CM, I'm glad you're having fun. No joke, I'm not being like ridiculous here. Real talk. I want you to come back and stream like in a week. And I want to hear if you're still playing the game. Like that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Also, how did you manage to spend 140? Did you buy microtransactions and stuff? Like how did you manage that? I don't know. Being able to enjoy games others can't is a superpower. Dude, straight up. Oh man.
FR35HXKI 115 donated
Wow.
$4.99 through Super Chat. They established Deadshot nearly took out Superman with a kryptonite bullet, but he walked off kryptonite in the chest from Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because they needed yellow kryptonite. They needed the special ooey gooey gold yellow kryptonite. Is it going? There we go. That's what they needed all along. Was the yellow ooey gooey kryptonite. Alphatron, thank you for the 10. Jeez, you guys are being very generous today. Is it what I'm wearing? It's what I'm wearing, isn't it? Because I'm wearing the nice, like, tan/light brown shirt. Yep. Knew it. Knew it. Knew it. Thank you, Alphatron, for the 10. I almost got distracted and forgot to read the comment. Even Mortal Kombat has predatory content. Also, I need to rant about Warner Brothers actually has some really good IP. But no, let's turn everything into hot garbage. And oh yeah, live service. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I agree. It's just, I think that they have all these IP that they're like, we should be able to make a ton of money on these. And then they just, instead of doing like say a 20% monetization, which is a good balance where you're going to make money and players are still happy, they go to 100% every single time, or 85% every single time, and it shoots them in the foot every single time. It's crazy. They just cannot learn. It's baffling. Unless you look at like freaking King Shark, and then everything's fine. Or King Shark. What am I saying? Hogwarts Legacy. It's because I read a comment that said King Shark. No, he cannot swim, which is really funny. Okay, New segment. We're going to cleanse our palates of Suicide Squad. We've been playing that all morning. We finished it after 2 sessions and about 10 hours of gameplay, but we're here now and we're going to cleanse our palate with some state of play reveals. They've said this show is about 40 minutes long. It's going to cover a range of games, and there's going to be some cool reveals and stuff. Thank you. He's been very sleepy. He's been good. No, I went up and checked too. You're good. So with that said, here we go. Ready? You ready? I'm ready. Let's see what you got. I'm also going to put notifications and things on mute just so they don't interrupt any trailers or anything, but they'll still pop up on screen. Helldivers 2. It's that Armored Core crossover everybody's been waiting for.
Hi everyone, I'm Herman Hulst, head of PlayStation Studios.
Hello, Herman Hulst.
And I'm honored to present the first State of Play of 2024. The first 3 years of PS5 have given us incredible stories, immersive worlds and groundbreaking gameplay from PlayStation Studios and our partners. We've also expanded PlayStation Plus with new features including PS5 game streaming. And with PSVR 2 and PlayStation Portal, which released last November, we're committed to offering new and surprising ways for our audience to interact with their PS5. But none of this means anything without great games, like Helldivers 2, which kicks off a year of amazing experiences and diverse ways to play. Today, we're looking ahead to titles coming later this year and beyond, with extended gameplay and announcements we hope you find as exciting as we do here at PlayStation.
Why did they set the camera
Enjoy the
so
show.
low? We're like looking up his nose. Lift the camera up.
Stop worrying, we know.
Everyone calm down. I can already see the comments. I don't want to see any mommy. I don't want to see any like breathes heavily in asterisks. Keep it contained. Keep it contained. Milk? Okay, I swear to God.
Welcome to the world of Stellar Blade.
Jesus Christ.
The story begins on post-apocalyptic Earth, where a mysterious enemy called the Natiba has forced the human race to flee to an off-world colony.
Wow.
Players will take control of Eve, a member of the 7th Airborne Squad. Her mission is to save the planet by defeating the Elder Natiba.
All we must do is complete the mission.
While most of the 7th Airborne Squad is lost during their descent from the colony, Eve soon meets 2 new companions. Adam, born on Earth, is in pursuit of an energy source called hypercell.
Make sure to stay cautious. It's where the Alpha Natiba is.
So this must be 8 or 7.
Lily, a member of the 5th Airborne Squad, provides engineering support.
Lily Artemis II. Then I can be your engineering support.
She puts her technical knowledge to use by upgrading Eve's equipment throughout the game.
Here, done.
Something does feel different.
You guys are ridiculous.
This is Zion, a city built underneath the wasteland by the last human survivors on Earth.
A whole city underneath the wasteland.
It's like Fallout
Eve
3.
is called Angel by the survivors.
What
and is
color
an
should we
object of
use?
awe and fear.
Green or gray? Yeah.
They'll seem a bit wary at first, but will gradually loosen up as Eve shows a commitment to rebuilding the city.
Hello, Angel. How are you?
I see we have guests.
I can't believe the angel is here.
The survivors will sometimes ask Eve for help.
Please save my younger sister!
Wait right here.
Their requests will often lead her to the wasteland and the Great Desert.
That looks good.
This place has been overrun by Naytibas and malfunctioning machines and robots.
Those hair physics are crazy, dude. That's outrageous.
In a place like this, you'll occasionally find supply stations set up by previous airborne squads. At each camp, Eve can purchase various consumable items, acquire new skills, upgrade equipment, and more. She can also take a well-deserved break to restore her health. Eve will often encounter people in need and other non-human beings who may need her help.
Request your assistance.
Whether to assist or ignore them is entirely up to the player. On her journey to defeat the Elder Naytiba, Eve will sometimes encounter hostile survivors. Or something worse.
Whatever that is.
Eve, what are you going to do after you defeat the Alpha Naytiba?
All airborne squad members exist for one sole purpose.
You mean the extinction of all Naytibas, right?
Look at that. Oh,
I think
God.
that the point of your existence is to snuff out another species. It is not an easy fight.
That was not even like a health bar. That was like a health pile of just little bars. That was madness.
Eve Airborne Squad.
Look at that.
I can feel the hatred, but I cannot feel the source.
I will find it, and I will make it pay.
Open it! It's windy! No more lies to play.
We're gonna get copyright struck for this song. Probably. Probably. I'm not risking it. I'm not risking it. This is how I provide for my family. I can't afford it. Look at that. Is each one of those yellow stars a different phase? This looks like one of those games that most people, like, that are deciding to try it for the first time, play for like 45 minutes, run into the first boss, and then give up. That's my guess. It seems to have that vibe, you know? Oh, this is totally copyrighted. There's no way it's not. Look at that. The hair physics are crazy. Like, just to calculate the movement of hair 30 to 60 times a second is so crazy impressive while rendering and calculating everything else for this. That is outrageous. That is absolutely outrageous. Stellar Blade. Very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. I don't know how they managed to do that. It's crazy. April 26th. It's coming quick.
안녕하세요. 시프트업의 대표이자 게임의 디렉터인 김영태입니다. 이 게임은 우리가 수년간 유저 여러분들께 선보이기 위해 꿈꿔왔던 게임이며 플레이스테이션 5 그리고 플레이스테이션 스튜디오의 전폭적인 지원 덕분에 그 꿈을 현실화할 수 있게 되었습니다. 기나긴 여정이었고 빨리 팬분들이 4월 26일 스텔라 블레이드를 만나보시기를 기대합니다.
Oh. I know some people like love Sonic, like Chris Chan. I know there's some people out there that just absolutely adore these games. I've never been that interested in them. I've just never, I don't know. In my childhood, I never thought that this looked particularly like fun. I think maybe it's like split. Maybe you're either like a Mario kid, or you're a Sonic kid, or you're like a Lego Star Wars kid or a Sonic kid. I don't know how it splits, but whatever is not Sonic kid, that's what I was growing up. I just never clicked into it, you know? I was very much a Sonic kid. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's that we just never played the games or we were never exposed to it or what, but just I never had any involvement or interest in it. But what I do know is that Sonic fans are very hardcore. Hoyoverse. Bringing it to PS5. Cool. Fight foam with foam. Foam stars, everybody. You want to know what's like really baffling? I think I could, no joke, put way more hours into Foam Stars than Suicide Squad. And I'm not even like joking. I really think that I could get more than 10 or 11 hours of fun out of this. I have a feeling. I have a feeling. It's $30 starting March 5th. Looked like. I don't know. Dave the Diver? Yep. Feels weird they're saying it's captured on PC though. It's very good. It's very good. If you've not played Dave the Diver, you should. Godzilla. Not the crossover I thought. If I can't make Godzilla sushi, I'm going to be very upset. I better be able to, like, kill him and then turn him into sushi. What is this? The Rising. That looks awesome. Stunlock Studios. Love it. That looks awesome. Vitcher?
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson. This next game is a result of a very close partnership with Konami and marks the return of a horror franchise that has been with us since the original PlayStation. Let's take a look at what's next for Silent Hill.
Trigger warning.
Maybe I can be like her.
Bad things happen because of you!
Here goes. Is this a dream? Who's there? What's with this place? Cherry blossoms bloom within the grasp of death. What are you hiding inside? Maya? What the fuck? I'm sorry. Stop! Please! What should I do to deserve this?
I can already tell you that FOV is going to make me super sick. The short massage. Free to play. Whenever I see a free to play game, I get
こんにち
scared.
は。サイレントヒルシリーズのプロデューサーを務める岡本元井です。ご覧いただいたのはサイレントヒルザ・ショートメッセージという全く新しいサイレントヒルとなります。本作は本日この後プレイステーション5で無料配信いたします。コナミが送る現代を舞台にしたサイコロジカルホラーをぜひ体験してください。それでは最後にこちらの映像をご覧ください。
The environments look very, very good. The hair and animation movement and stuff is a little outdated. So it's kind of jarring to see them side by side. Oh, Judas.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Say hi back. Of course they know.
What if I told you that every word you say is being recorded? Every thought you've ever had? Your love. Your fear. Your hate. We're just planted in your brain like weeds in a garden. What would you do to free yourself? We both know the answer to that question. Nothing. You are the frog in a pot, boiling, So slowly. You don't even know what's happening. But I'm here to set you free. Whether you like it or not.
Still no date? Man, I'm shocked there's no date. That's crazy.
Stare into the flame. Think of this fire as a beacon. Its warmth, its energy. Now, focus your mind on your wife and step into
PSVR 2. Metro Awakening VR. Oh. To be clear, in VR, this probably still looks really cool and everything, but going from the last trailer to this, I think is a little jarring. Just a little bit. Legendary Tales action role-playing game. Okay. Yeah, really cool physics and stuff. Very dynamic, but
I knew you would come, a risen one.
it's one of those games I think looks really good and plays really good, but it doesn't show very well.
Make no mistake, the dragon will appear before you when the time is come.
Look out, Arisen! We're under attack!
Look here, you beast! Come and face me!
Ooh.
Monster, watch out!
Man, it just looks so good. It looks so ooey gooey good. Do you think trolls like trolling? Or are they like really polite?
Make manifest your will. That's at last this world might.
Hold fast to your strength of will, Arisen One. Those who can be of aid to you will reveal themselves in time.
Thy will, thy soul, these are all the means thou hast to carve thy path anew.
Oh, what was that last thing? That was massive.
Yet you,
That last little thing they showed.
avail you not, watching one.
Wow. This thing. See? Ah, I gotta keep an eye on that. Sneaky with that.
皆さんこんにちは。チーム忍者の安田です。ライズ・オブ・ザ・ローニンは自由な探索や幅広い戦闘を体験できるオープンワールドアクション RPG です。歴史上の人物たちと紡ぐ因縁によって物語が変化していきますので、ぜひ一人の浪人として皆様それぞれの幕末を体験してください。オープンワールドで描かれる幕末の世界をお楽しみください。
Let's say it. Yes, we are NPCs walking. Let's point randomly in the sky and around, as is tradition. It weirdly looks better in gameplay than during cutscenes.
横浜です。19世紀幕末の時代、最初に国外に開かれた横浜では、和と洋が入り混じった独特の街並みが広がっています。主人公は鍵縄を使って屋根の上に登ったり、装置アビキルを使って高所から滑空し、上空を移動することも可能です。
I expect it to move a little faster. Oh, you can like sprint with it. Okay.
攻撃やガードを駆使しながら敵の攻撃を石火で弾いて体勢を崩すことも可能です。敵の武器と相性のいい流派を選ぶと戦いを有利に進めることができます。戦闘では日本刀や長槍以外にも海外からもたらされた短銃などさまざまな武器が使用できます。発明家である伊賀七と因縁を深めるとさまざまなからくり装置を入手できます。鳥火砲は伊賀七が作ったからくりで現代の火炎放射器のような強力な遠隔武器です。鳥火砲や和洋折衷のアクションである銃剣など西洋の技術を生かした武器をうまく活用すれば強敵にも打ち勝つことができるのでぜひマスターしてください。幕末を生きる人物たちと紡いだ因縁が物語に大きく影響します。ぜひライズ・オブ・ザ・浪人で一人の浪人として運命を切り開いてください。
ようやくネズミ捕りにかかったの。
気持ちの揺れてないやつはついてこい。
Beautiful.
それに倒すも何も幕府はもうとっくに死にてえなんで。
Okay, Rise of the Ronin and Dragon's Dogma 2 on the same day, right? I think they're the same day. Oh.
What did you do? Just messing around, man. It wasn't serious. I'm such an idiot.
Oh, Until Dawn? Coming to PC?
There are a few things I need to make sure you understand.
This is a 2015 game, by the way. I think it still looks really good.
The past is beyond our control. You have to accept this in order to move forward.
It was just a prank, man.
It's crazy. My doll set looks
Everything
almost just
you do,
like
every
that.
decision you make from now on will open doors to the future.
The choice is yours.
I want you to remember this. I want you to remember this as you play your game.
Sam. Looking for me?
But it's not being done by the original team, which is weird. Oh, here we go. Kojima stands, buckle up. Kojima, I just want to know why. Why with that mask? Why? How is that more functional than a normal mask? That's got to be a phobia of some sort for some people, right? You pulled on it. What did you expect was going to happen?
Welcome to Drawbridge, Sam. And to the KtJL Magellan, our mobile base of operations. Come on, I'll help you get your bearings. This is the ship's armory. Here you can check your weapons and put them through their paces. These rooms over here belong to other members of the crew. They're pretty much the same as yours. And the shower's down at the end.
Co-op confirmed?
This is one hell of a ship you got here. Courtesy of the UCA, I'm guessing.
No. As I told you, Drawbridge is a civilian outfit. But we do have a generous patron with access to plenty of capital and tech.
Sounds like a UCA big
Why
shot.
are you gray?
Don't ask me. We've never met face to face. They value their privacy.
Seriously? No better than to believe that bullshit.
Does she have the hand like
same
mask
deal as
thing for that
America.
one reason?
The people
For it to
here
just
are
come
all
up and
spread
be
out,
randomly?
cut off from one another.
You
We
are
want you
great.
to help us bring the world together.
Sam, would you mind if I joined you?
Humor him. His knowledge and experience will probably come in handy down the road.
Yes. Really, Sam? Your buttocks? What about shotgun? I prefer the driver's seat.
Sam, do you read me? You'll first need to access the Mexico side plate gate terminal. After we've confirmed network coverage, we can take the KtJL Magellan and regroup at your position.
The problem is, not everybody wants to be part of the UCA.
That's not the plan, Sam. The UCA isn't looking to expand its borders. Just like with Mexico, they want to bring new regions into the network. Anyway, the DHV Magellan's here to back you up. As always, you'll be the one leading the way to expand the network.
What's your role in all this? You're the commander, huh?
That's right. These days I'm fragile in name only. You brought America together, helped it be reborn as the UCA. But I'm afraid Death Stranding is far from over. Humanity is still in danger, still on the brink of extinction. Don't act like you don't see it. A lot of things changed after you went off on your own, especially within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the distribution network. They withdrew once things were up and running. So your friends and co-workers all went their separate ways. Within network coverage, there's no need to rely on human porters anymore. So after I closed up shop, I went and started a new group. One that handles work in regions outside the UCA.
See to me about Kojima writing a
We decided
lot.
to call ourselves Drawbridge.
With the support of the Chiral Network and APAS, humanity will be free from the need to move around. Bots are capable of handling deliveries.
He's alive.
He called himself a ghost, but...
We found a way back from the beach just so he could kill us.
Troy Baker.
He said he came back to get revenge on you and me.
Hey, brother. Did you miss me? Yeah, I figured you'd pay this place a visit.
He has a guitar now.
Seeing as how I've been distributing the fruits of this fine factory all over the continent. With guns and violence, the whole damn world could be yours. Same as it ever was. Oh. Looks like you decided to trade in that rope for a stick this go-round. Well, I suppose even a porter has to pull the trigger from time to time. Oh, what about you? Hey, buddy. Are you just another soulless little husk, huh?
Let go of me!
Oh.
Pathetic guitarist. Where's the rest of your band?
No, Well, ain't that something?
Was it you, Higgs? Huh? Was it you that killed Lou?
You still don't know, do you?
Something he said. You don't know a goddamn thing about Lou.
All right, Sam. Let's see what we can find on Lou.
If you want answers, you're gonna have to find them yourself. But the ones you do find, well, that pain you nurse will only get worse. Sam the man in the dark about everything.
Don't forget, coming on this expedition was meant to help you find the strength to carry on. And you have. We all know you've got this. Now it's time to finish the journey, Sam. Please understand, Sam. We never meant to string you along.
That chrysalis, we found her inside. It was filled with a fluid that contained amino acids. One's identical in structure to the kind found in tar.
I'm sorry, there are amino acids in tar? As in proteins?
Of course. How else did you think that chiral creatures could emerge from it? Some have even theorized that the tar is a sort of primordial soup.
I was there. I saw her home. And it was a hellhole.
You see, after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
Next year. That was a great 35-minute trailer. It's funny.
And now here with me today is visionary game creator and founder of Kojima Productions, Kojima-san.
Jeff Keighley.
Welcome.
Oh, it's
Today,
not over. Let's
I'm
continue.
excited to announce that together, as part of the PlayStation and Kojima Productions partnership, Hideo is going to take us on an exciting new adventure. One that I've been encouraging him to reinvent for years.
はい、全く新しいオリジナルの IP になります。新世代のアクションエスピオナージゲームです。準備は始めてますけども、デストランディング2の後に本格的に小島プロダクションで制作にかかります。ソニーさんとは、ほぼ30年にわたりエスピオナージものを一緒に育ててきたという強い経験もあります。またソニーさんは、ゲームだけではなく音楽も映画もされています。間違いなく強力なコラボレーションになるはずです。さらに2年後には僕の、ゲーム制作人生の40周年を迎えます。このタイトルが、僕の集大成の作品になると確信をしています。
A new action espionage game by Hideo Kojima. This is one of my favorite genres, one that I've been hoping you would revisit with a bold new vision. Can you share anything else about this new development?
ですね、まだ詳しくは言えませんけども、最先端のテクノロジーと、世界中の才能を集結して作る予定です。もちろんインタラクティブなゲームなんですけども、ルック、物語、テーマ、キャスト、演技、ファッション、サウンド、どれをとっても、同時に映画でもあるようなものです。本作で、映画とゲームの壁を越えたいと思っています。
We're all really excited about this project, and we will fully support you with the latest innovation Sony has to offer. More details to come.
Stay tuned.
So after Death Stranding 2, they'll start working on that in like 2026. So it's probably a PS6 game.
Before we go, I have one final announcement. State of Play will return February 6th with an extensive look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Square Enix will be sharing new gameplay details, along with exciting news you won't want to miss. We hope you enjoyed the show. See you soon.
Okay. All told, that Death Stranding trailer is an acid trip on crack. Like, everybody jokes, like, Kojima, just freaking make, just like, go make a movie. Like, that's clearly what you want to do. But it's a cool melding of the two things. We saw some walking. We saw some running, some driving. A lot of, like, cutscenes and stuff. Seems really trippy. Honestly, my stance with Kojima is that I think the dialogue he struggles with, like, figuring out how two human beings talk together, he seems to struggle with, because I'm pretty sure he's an alien pretending to be a human. But if he's gonna make a game and be wacky with it, I encourage him to just go full wacky, just go totally insane, where he's like, guys, I have an idea. What if she lights a cigarette and then she has these weird arm scarf things that go up and like snap to light the cigarette, and then like it can take it out for her and put it back in? Like, what if we did that? And everybody in the studio is like, sure, man, whatever, I don't care. So I think it looked good. I think it good. I mean, as for whether it's now more of a movie than the original Death Stranding was, I don't know. It definitely seemed very heavy. I still have no idea what that game is about, other than them bringing Troy Baker back. DS2, have they posted the trailer yet? DS2 trailer. Not yet. On the beach 3 minutes ago, somebody did clip it in very low resolution with Spanish subtitles. Hold on. Okay, let me just go back in the VOD. I think in general that looked cool. Like it seemed very trippy. It's clear they made some improvements to the engine. Graphical fidelity is on point. I still have no idea what's going on at any given moment, but that's pretty par for the course for Kojima. And then in terms of gameplay changes or improvements, the one takeaway is that there seem to be a lot more varied environments because you're on like a ship that takes you different places. So there's like sort of kind of rocky mountains, and then there's like cityscapes, and then desert areas, and then areas where there's flooding and landslides. That seems super cool. The idea that there could be like dynamic environments where like you build a bridge or something, and then there can be a landslide or a flood or something that now tears that down and you have to rebuild it. That's kind of cool. So we'll see. This was also a beautiful shot. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting, something to keep an eye on, and you better believe the more we see of this, the more people are going to talk about it, and it's just going to be all over the discussion and discourse. So it won't be the last time we hear about it for sure. And also, thank you guys for the super chats. Nate, thank you for that one. Did I just see a spaceship come out of a baby? Kojima's on something. Yeah, you did. You sure did. And Alphatron, thank you also for the super chat. Death Stranding is better than Hellblade Easy. At this point, like, there is something weird with Hellblade. There's just some stank around it, and I can't put my finger on it. Not really sure what it is. Rise of the Ronin looked fine. I don't know. This trailer, I think, like, these sections looked cool, and the combat seemed good. But the paraglider moved like really, really slow. These cutscenes look very PlayStation 4. Almost like a PS4 tech demo. Like, it doesn't even really look, because like the lighting isn't fully consistent across shots, which I think is what it is. But I don't know, that's one to check out. I think I'm going to be putting most of my time into Dragon's Dogma 2, honestly. Not that this like is going to be bad or anything, but just I think that game has captivated me more than this one. And that one we also got to see more of. That game still looks great. I mean, there's a lot here. There's a lot here. Metro VR, that's a thing. This game VR, that's a thing. Judas, I'm shocked there's no release date given, because if you don't know, Judas, this has been in development hell for a while, and they also expect it to release by March of 25. So it's supposed to be out soon, like this fall or winter. So for them to still not have a release date, to me, suggests that they're still unsure if they could deliver it this winter, which is concerning. This is one I'm very excited because it's from Ken Levine, director of BioShock Infinite, and I believe also BioShock 2 or 1. I think he consulted on the other one. But anyway, he's a very accomplished game designer, and he knows what he's doing. And this looks really, heavily inspired by BioShock and similar archetypes and things. And it looks really, really cool in terms of production values and narrative. But I would be worried about like technical issues and crunch and stuff with this game, because there are just some warning signs there. Silent Hill 2, I don't know, like I said, environments tend to look pretty good. The character animations, hair, facial animations, stuff like that is really, really outdated to me. And this is something that's pretty standard coming from, they're going to show the logo in a second, Team Bloober. Team Bloober has made a bunch of horror games, and that tends to be the consistent thing. Environments look good. characters and facial animations and stuff like that tend to look kind of meh. So that one I'm not super stoked on, but I know some people are. How many of you are downloading this? Because this is available right now, or today is what they said. It's a free-to-play original Silent Hill game. I need the FOV widened. I can't play it like that. That's too much. Or too little, I suppose. But that's a thing. Yeah, Foam Stars. They showed some other things. This looked fine, or pretty good even. Helldivers 2. We'll see how this does. I don't know. I've seen a couple of people come in the comment section and say everybody's sleeping on this game and it's going to be great. I do agree, like, it shows potential, but I am honestly not sure if it can, like, pull players away from other live service games and co-op shooters. And having just finished Suicide Squad, I'm not sure if this is going to do it for me, you know? But I don't know. I don't know if I have the strength. I don't know if I have the strength. I'll try it right now. Try it, yeah. And maybe on Friday when we come back to stream again, you can let me know what you think. That could be good. Splatoon, you mean? Yeah. Let's see. The in development for PS5 games were pointless because we knew they were on PlayStation already. I guess they just needed more stuff. Yeah, there were a lot of those where it's like, ooh, it's coming. We're like, yeah, we know it's coming. Better be. So true. I think right now PlayStation is just in a weird spot where they don't have a lot coming down the pike. They just don't. Like they really don't have anything for this fall as far as we can tell. Like they have Rise of the Ronin, they have Phantom Blade 0. Like what else do they have coming? I mean, Helldivers 2 is about to come out, so I guess you could say that, but yeah, Brand, they probably don't reach the same player base. I agree. I think they're appealing to different groups. I think that's fair. Yeah. But they're still trying to win over players from co-op shooters. Because most of the audiences that they're trying to win over are people that are already playing a live service co-op shooter. So you got to win them over from that one. And I'm not sure if they can pull over a ton of people. I think Tsushima 2 is coming this year, but they are marketing it because they're trying to market Rise of the Ronin. Maybe, but that's the thing. Like most people in the know seem to think that it's coming next year or 2026. Most people like that have industry insider knowledge have suggested that it's coming later, that they are working on it still. So I don't know, maybe, but I'm inclined to think that it's coming later. No Concord news. Yeah. Well, I think they're trying to get Helldivers 2 out the door first, which makes sense. I mean, get that out the door and then you can give other games a chance. But oh yeah, did you guys also see this? This was just cool. I just tagged it. I was like, ooh, I should mention this. Waller out. Yeah. Gaming is now Microsoft's third largest business, bigger than Windows. Microsoft made $62 billion in Q2 of 24. Gaming contributed $7.11 billion, more than the $5.26 billion from Windows. A lot of that, of course, is from like Activision Blizzard now being in their fold. Those games print money. So a lot of that's from there. But I mean, straight up, gaming is making more money than Windows. Windows. Their gaming business is bigger than Windows. In 2022, they were close. In 23, yeah, it's for the full year, it was bigger. It's crazy. What's crazy to me is search and news advertising. They're making $3.2 billion. What? in that quarter. Like, who is using Bing? I don't know, man. I didn't realize. Yeah, Candy Crush money, dude, for real. That's pretty much most of what it is. Real talk. Look here, look, listen. Gaming revenue up 49%. Hardware revenue up 3%, but they also said that they expect Xbox revenue, hardware revenue, to drop in the coming quarters. So they're not expecting to sell many more consoles, at least to grow the business there. But they're seeing actual gaming revenue, content, and services revenue spike significantly. Part of that, again, is that they're adding in Activision Blizzard and everything. But yeah, they're doing quite well. They're doing okay. They're doing okay. And somehow devs get screwed more and more the bigger gaming gets. Well, the thing to understand is that these billions of dollars are mostly in live service, like mobile games and games with heavy cosmetics and like $30 skins and $40 skins that people are buying. Games like Call of Duty, games like Candy Crush, games like Overwatch 2, like those are the games that are really printing money and that make up most of this stuff. The games that are releasing for $20, offering a really solid price to quality ratio, they're not making up most of this. So it's unfortunate, but like the games that print money are the games that we tend to not like. It's just how it is. It's the game the normies like, you know? Yeah, the Nicki Minaj skin was 75% of that, probably. Yeah. Probably. Dude, she probably made bank. Wasn't it? Didn't Ninja say that just his creator code for Fortnite in 1 month made him like, what was it? Was it 5 million or something? Ninja creator code made him. Yeah, Ninja made $5 million in 1 month from his Fortnite creator code. That's not including the cut he gets probably of his skin every time somebody buys his skin in the game. That sounds weird, buys his skin, but buys the skin in the game. And so he probably gets paid from that separately. That's just when they put in his like code Ninja when buying something in the game. And then he gets a small cut of each thing that they bought. So just imagine what somebody like Nicki Minaj makes when she negotiated getting her own skin and it's on the front page of the store for weeks and weeks and weeks. Like, it's got to be ridiculous. It's got to be absolutely ridiculous. So, flesh investors, yeah. Now, there's so much money that trades hands and goes across these mobile, like live service games. It's outrageous. It's why a company like Warner Brothers can risk the flop of something like Suicide Squad, because if it pays off, it makes this kind of money, and it's outrageous. But it probably doesn't, but if they can make it work, they're very, very happy. Very, very happy. But okay, fam, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and I'm going to collect my thoughts on the Suicide Squad story and everything. I'm going to film a little review, and I'm going to post that probably in the morning. So I'm going to go work on that, film that, get that up, and rock and roll there. We'll be back streaming Friday with more hanging out. We'll do the podcast with Joe Raptor talking about Suicide Squad. I expect that to be kind of fun and maybe even a little heated if we're lucky, because he apparently has like, he thinks it's more of an 8 out of 10, and I'm leaning more towards a 6 out of 10. So it's going to be very interesting to hear how that works. It's going to be fun. Mail just something. Oh, awesome. Thank you, man. I'm very excited to see that. I will check the mailbox. 5 out of 10 for me. Yeah, I can see that. Cyberpunk 2.11 update. I have not tried it yet. I have not. But anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Thanks so much for chilling. Thanks to everybody on YouTube and on Twitch. You guys are all fantastic. Also, KtJL, thank you for subbing with Prime. And also DeSoul Banana. Also, thank you for subbing. I think that happened during the show. And also Reddit List, thank you for subbing over on Twitch as well. All these things happened during the show, so the notifications were muted. But thank you everybody so much for hanging, for being part of this community. I love you all dearly. I will see you very, very soon. Hugs and kisses. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.